Answer. You're not this.
Why would anyone who believes white supremacy is wrong remove the part of the bill that says white supremacy is wrong? Let me ask it another way. Is it fair
Mr.
to
Tallarico,
say,
you asked me a question. You said, do you plan to concur or not concur? Do you plan to call a point of order on this bill?
I'm only a sophomore, but I do know from my 2 terms that questions come from this mic and answers come from that mic.
No, actually, Mr. Tallarico, if you look at the House rules, we're allowed to have a discussion.
Mr. Toth, is it fair to say that any bill?
Do you not want to have a discussion? You asked me a question.
Mr. Toth, I know these questions are difficult, but you got to do your best to answer them. Is it fair to say
let's put the insults aside, Mr. Tallarico.
Mr. Toth, is it fair to say that any bill that strikes language condemning racism is a racist bill? Mr. Toth, we can move on to another question. This bill is teaching certain values. In section FA1, the bill mandates that teachers teach an appreciation of participating in civic life, a commitment to the United States and its form of government, and a commitment to free speech and civil discourse. But we are choosing, in fact, you're choosing today not to teach students that white supremacy is morally wrong. So we are just teaching some values and not others in this bill. Is that correct?
Is there anything in this bill, Mr. Tallarico, that precludes the teaching of white supremacy?
Mr. Toth, does the bill mention white supremacy?
Simple question. You made a statement, and I'm giving you an answer.
Again,
is there anything in this bill that precludes the teaching of white supremacy?
Again, Mr. Toth, I didn't bring this bill, nor would I ever bring this bill as an educator or a person of conscience. But I want to ask you, do you think that the removal of this clear and simple language condemning white supremacy reveals that the true purpose of this bill is to teach our students a whitewashed version of American history?
No, absolutely not.
Mr. Toth, I just want you know that when there are differences between a House version and a Senate version of a bill, that our Ledge Council creates this little handy document that is a side-by-side comparison. You have this?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Toth, when you look at this side-by-side comparison with our House bill over here, the bill that we all passed, versus the Senate's
what page are you on, Representative?
On this, if you look at this comparison...
I'm sorry, what page are you on?
I'm on page 3, but I'm not asking you about a specific page. When you look at this side-by-side comparison throughout the bill, it reads like a how-to guide in historical whitewashing. Are you aware that this new version of the bill from the Senate removes the writings of Frederick Douglass?
I am.
Are you aware that this new version of the bill from the Senate removes the writings of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
Yes.
Are you aware that this new version of the bill from the Senate removes the history of Native Americans?
The way the bill is laid out,
that's a yes or no question.
Because we were very clear
are you aware
that we could not
this
be
new version of the bill
about every single document out there that we
Native
could.
Americans?
I'm going to give you an answer. You're not. This isn't a trial. I'm going to give you an answer.
Okay, I'm ready for the answer.
The way it's set out is so that a teacher can go to different documents and different authors by which to teach from. It's by no means meant to be a conclusive list.
Let me just ask you one more time. Are you aware that this new version of the bill from the Senate removes the history of Native Americans? It's on page 3 of the side-by-side if you don't have it in front of you.
Then I believe you.
Okay. Are you aware that this new version of the bill removes mentions of Cesar Chavez?
Yes.
Are you aware that this new version of the bill removes mentions of Susan B. Anthony?
Yes, I am.
Yet the new version of the bill from the Senate, this is not the bill we all passed as a House, but the Senate's version, it still includes the writings of Alexis de Tocqueville, and he's not even an American. Could that be because he's a white man?
Not exactly, and let me respond something to. You brought up Susan B. Anthony. Are you aware, Representative, that Susan B. Anthony was an abolitionist?
Again, I don't have to answer questions about this bill because
we're having a discussion here, and there's nothing about me in the rules not being able to ask you a question.
From what I can see,
were you also aware that she was pro-life and that she fought against both slavery?
I know these are hard questions, I really do, but I need you to try to answer them. From what I can see, the new version of the bill removes all mentions of people of color and women from the legislation. Is that correct? Mr. Toth.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
So by my count, the new version from the Senate, again, this is not the bill we passed as the House, this is the bill from the Senate. It removes 9 historical figures of color and 6 female historical figures from the bill, which means that all mentions of people of color or women have been removed from this bill. Is that correct?
I'll take your word for it,
Could
Representative.
an example of white supremacy, which we tried to
it also
condemn in
has
this
in
bill,
here the federal, if you look, it also has on here on page 4, it speaks very clearly to the Federal Civil Rights Act of 1964. What was the purpose of that?
Gentleman's time has expired.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Tallarico, for what purpose?
I raise a point of order against further consideration of the Senate amendments to House Bill 3979 under Rule 11.
Members, we're not going to have outbursts on the House floor.
Under Rule 11, Section 2 of the House Rules on the grounds that the Senate amendments are not germane to this bill, and Rule 8, Section 3 of the House Rules, and Article 3, Section 35A of the Texas Constitution on the grounds that the bill contains more than one subject.
Please bring your point of order down front.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing his word with truth, sincerity, and with charity. And there's a little video that I came across showing you how Esau is divided, and how Esau is basically trying to hide his crimes. You know, he's trying to hide his crimes, and they got this thing called a critical race theory, which history is not a theory. Okay, history is just what happened. It's an account of what happened and what you've done. Now his sins are being recounted unto him, and he's trying to bury those things, man. You know. And let me get a scripture on that. You know, and it's funny because your children are the ones bringing it to you. You know, they're the ones that are really doing the legwork as far as uncovering your dirt, man. This is Sirach 41:7. The children will complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake. And a lot of these Edomites, that's what they're doing right now, man. They're complaining of an ungodly father. They're complaining about the reputation of their fathers, man. You know, of how they've gotten this ill-gotten gain. At the end of the day, they're being reproached now. So they're reproaching who they feel is the source of their disdain. As the scripture says, thou art greatly despised. You know, and the word is letting them know. The word is letting these Edomites know that they're hated, they're despised. You know, we're in a time when the walls are closing in on Esau, man. You know. All right. Let me get a scripture. Bear with me real quick. This is Psalms 9:12. When he maketh inquisition for blood, he remembereth them. He forgetteth not the cry of the humble. So the Lord is making inquisition for blood now. He's inquiring about the blood that's been spilled on this earth, man. Okay. And you know, this guy is trying to hide this now, man. Like, you know, he's even discounting his own history now. And people are like calling him out on it, man. It's funny because, you know, the scripture says the children of The darkness are wiser in their generation than the children of light. You know, these heathens, they're uncovering, they're fighting harder against this shit than you niggas is, man. Okay? Because here it is, they've done all these atrocities to you and they want to hide that shit, man. They don't want to hear about it, man. They don't want to be brought up to them, man, because they know that a recompense is coming, man. Or payback. You know, so the Lord's making inquisition. All right. All right. This is Second Ezra's 6. I'm gonna start at 18. And it said, "Behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh unto and to visit them that dwell upon the earth, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled." So Yahweh Shemi Ashai is making inquisition for the crimes that are being committed here on earth, man. Okay? Because this is an ongoing crime, man. This is an ongoing rape. This is a crime in progress. All right? When Yahweh Shai returns to the earth, he's going to return to he's going to show up to a crime in progress. All right? And basically this devil is going to be caught red-handed, man. It says, Scripture says, he that selleth the man, he that stealeth the man and selleth him, he shall surely be put to death. And that goes twofold for the heathen, because you're dealing with the sons of the Most High. You put your hands on them, man. So you're not going to conceal, you're not going to hide your crimes, man. You're not going to conceal anything, man. Yahweh Shemi Ashai is going to disclose all the blood, man. Every crime is going to be brought to the forefront, man. It's going to be public knowledge upon the earth. Every drop of blood that you spilled, towards the Israelites, man. And you're going to pay, man. And why does he want this to let me get the scripture, man. All right, because this is the reason. All right, this is the reason that he wants to shut down this truth. All right. This is Job 15:20. The wicked man travaileth with pain all his days. And why does the wicked man travail with pain? Right? Because he sees the prophets being raised up and he knows he's at his end. He sees the chariots, all the signs of heaven. He's seen shit that he's seen angels walk off chariots, man. He's seen fucking dragons fly out of the sun, man. This guy's seen a lot of the wonders of Yahweh Shemi Ashai. He knows that these prophecies are true, right? So we're at the time when the writing is already on the wall, man. Just like in the book of Daniel, A dreadful sound is in his ears. In prosperity the destroyer shall come upon him. He believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he is waited for of the sword. So he knows he's not coming out of this darkness, man. This is the part where he goes into the dark tunnel. Okay, we're coming out of it. but it's time for him to go in, and it is an end for him. And he's waited on by the sword. The sword is waiting for you. You know, he that taketh up the sword, you know, he's going to perish with the sword, as the scripture says. He wandereth abroad for bread, saying, where is it? He knoweth that the day of darkness is ready at his hand. So he knows that that time is coming for him, man. That's why he doesn't want these things to come out, man. He's trying to control information. But this internet that you thought you created, it's really a creation of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So you're just a robot. You're an automaton, whether you know it or not. You're doing the work and biddings of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You're just created to create your own destruction. You know. So this internet that you think you made, really is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's work. This is the Lord's internet. Those missiles that you think you made, those nukes, those are Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's nuke. All those things that your hand has, that you have put your hands to create, which really was programmed into you by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. So all the things that you're creating was just meant to get rid of you, to destroy you. You know, you're here to destroy yourself. You know. Okay, so you're not going to be able to hide your crimes. They're going to be noised abroad. Everybody's going to know about who you are. Everybody's going to know about what you've done. And you're going to be the laughing stock of the entire planet for 1,000 years until you are exterminated. All right, after that, you'll probably be a bedtime story for like maybe 100 years. After that, nobody's going to talk about you anymore. Okay? So yeah, Shalom and a Bible Ball.